We are live. We are live. And oh boy, it's penalties. Everybody's favorite, huh? How many penalty shootouts has there been this year already? Already, it seems like there's endless and endless amounts of penalties. I mean, Australia making a bold decision. Graham Arnold's making a bold decision right here, taking off Matty Ryan and putting on Redman. I have never heard of this goalkeeper. Apparently, he's only made 3 appearances for the Australian national team, so that's a bold move by Graham Arnold. Let's see if it pans out because we have seen in the past Kepa comes on, doesn't make a difference. So let's see if it makes a difference today for Australia. Big up to CJDH19, big up to Sebastian, and big up to one of the members of the channel, Albert. I don't know how you're feeling right now, Albert. I'd be shitting my pants. Let me just say that I'd be shitting my pants right now if I were you because a berth at the World Cup is on the line at the moment for Peru or Australia. It comes down to 5 penalty takers, maybe even more, to see who qualifies to the World Cup and who will be playing France November 22nd. Will it be Australia or will it be Peru? Been a couple days since I've done a live stream or video. Obviously, I'm kind of sick a little bit, people, so had to take a couple of days off, but we had to do a live stream for this. I was going to do a live stream because I could not speak for more than 2 hours. And thank God that I didn't do a watch along because I don't know how my voice would do. But we have to do it for penalties. And oh boy, here we go. Big up to Zane who says Australia doing it Chelsea. We all know how that turned out. Exactly, Zane. Hopefully Redmayne isn't Kepa. He's I guess 6'3" or 6'4", they said Redmayne is. And by the way, people, do not spoil it for me in the chat as well because I'm probably going to be minute or 2 minutes behind. No spoilers. So mods, Sebastian, you better be on point right now. Oh, here we go. Me and AD sitting on the watch. Oh, nice night. Vamos Peru, says Sebastian. So who do you guys think will make it to Qatar? Obviously, it's difficult because we don't know how these penalty takers are. I know Aramoy is good. Alapadula is good. Anybody else? I don't really know from either team. I don't know how the goalkeepers are either. I have no clue about Redmayne. I have no clue about Galeses. No clue. So this is going to be very interesting to watch this penalty shootout and who will buckle under pressure? Who will rise to the pressure? This is what we're going to find out. Big up to Michael Brown. He says, hello, Michael. I'm rooting for Australia. Big up to Hans Verse, one of the members. I think Peru. Hi, France. Absolutely in the mud. It's only Nations League, Mateo. It's only Nations League. Big up to Albert. I'm barely sitting down. Pena is good on pens. All right. Peru says Mateo, and we're topping the group as always. Eric, and big up to Pipetta says go Australia. Hey, let's see. I mean, whoever qualifies hasn't been the greatest game, right? I have to be honest, it hasn't been the greatest game. You could say Peru had the greatest chance hitting the post, of course. They had a shot, but Australia were much better team in the final 10 minutes of the 90 minutes. But other than that, it's just been so cagey. Both teams don't want to take any risks. I'm kind of disappointed in the way Peru have played today. There's not been really intensity. The pressing hasn't been there. And I think for Australia, they've actually been very comfortable without possession and just haven't been threatening with possession. They just haven't. They don't have that goal scorer or that creator to get the goal. So that's been the biggest problem for Australia. But comes down to 90 minutes. I mean, it comes down to penalties. Comes down to penalties. Michael, I spoke to an Aussie fan. He said them and New Zealand in union for the World Cup. Hey, they got to stick together from Oceania. And yeah, very true as well. And Peru will make it further. Let's see. I hope you get. Thank you very much, Oros. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't sound the greatest, guys, by the way. I expected Peru to be much better, but Australia, as the South American qualifying region, is much stronger than the Asian one. Exactly. Looking good, Mike. Thanks. I'm going to just support Peru since I'm Spanish. They South American, Spain, Portugal equals familia. Familia. So, which way are we kicking off? Remember, no spoilers in the chat, please. No spoilers. I might actually have to close it before the penalty shootout starts so I don't look at the chat because I don't want to be spoiled of this moment of craziness that we might be witnessing right here. If this goes down to goalkeepers, oh boy, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy if this goes down to goalkeepers. But it looks like we're finding out. Okay, they're just flipping the coin on who will start the penalty shootout. Remember, if you're new around, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, guys. Hit the damn like button. This is going to get nervous. Lucky I'm not Australian or Peruvian because I probably wouldn't do this, first off. And second off, I don't know how they're feeling. Albert, he can't even stand. I probably can't even stand if I'm one of the two countries or from one of the two countries. but we have reached this moment, and tomorrow is the final World Cup qualifiers match of 2022. It's been a long 3 year process. I said over 860 something games, and we are finally here. Europa League incoming 12. Oh God, I'm gonna be upset if Peru's. I mean, look, Mateo, I don't think either team has deserved to win the game today because either team has not been that good. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I think both teams have been pretty poor, but also just the moment. I mean, there's a lot at stake here. It's a World Cup spot, and they don't want to take risks. And I can understand that from a player's perspective. And managers, they're probably just like, okay, let's just play cautious. Let's just play it safe, and let's not take any risks throughout the whole 120 minutes. And we saw that today. So let's see what happens. Big up to Ilias. Big up to Ilias. Big up to Narek as well. What a way to end this qualifying process. Whoever wins, exactly. Australia kicks first. All right, guys. So I'm going to close the chat right now because I know you guys are ahead of me. So best of luck to both teams and good luck, Albert. Good luck, Albert. So here we go. Here we go. Australia will be kicking off first, it looks like here. And it's going to be Boyle who takes the first penalty of the penalty shootout against Galeses. And Boyle start Australia off well. Can he get them into a 1-0 lead? Will Galeses be the hero, or will Redmayne be the hero in the penalty shootout? Time will tell on who will be the favorite. Big up to Christy. Yeah, thank you very much, Christy. I'm feeling a little bit better. But here we go. Still not feeling the greatest. You can tell by my voice. So it is Boyle to take the first penalty for Australia in the penalty shootout. A place in the World Cup. Boyle steps up against Galeses. Galeses. Oh, what a save by Galeses. What a save by Galeses. And Peru are 1-0 up in the penalty shootout. Oh, Galeses, man. This guy is a hero. The captain steps up. Oh, well, the captain right now steps up and he's on his line. A great save. That is a fantastic save, I must say. I mean, Boyle puts it at a good height to save, but also that's a fantastic save. Look at all the Peruvians. By the way, shout out to all the Peruvian fans in Qatar. Unbelievable support. And you probably saw all the fans before, like yesterday, supporting the squad in Qatar. But now it's Lapadula, who has been absolutely quiet this game. I have not seen Lapadula at all involved in the matchup, but here comes Lapadula against Redmayne. Let's see if substituting the goalkeeper works out for Australia. Are they going to pull a Chelsea? He's doing some weird antics on the line. Lapadula against Redmayne. He's doing some weird spider actions going on here. What is he doing? Okay, he's really trying to throw him off. Lapadula steps up. Lapadula against Redmayne. Lapadula. Oh, what a penalty. What a penalty by Lapadula. That is a stone cold penalty if I've ever seen one. That is a stone cold penalty from Lapadula into the corner. And that had some whip on it. That had some whip. So it's 1-0 for Peru so far in the penalty shootout. Peruvians are loving it. It's only 1-0. I was actually watching some World Cups from the past. Now that I'm sick, I just have all the time to watch YouTube videos. So I was watching World Cups in the past. There's been so many times in the World Cup where teams go 2-0 up in the penalty shootout and lose. But here comes Aramoy, who I think has been fantastic today, just controlling the midfield for Australia. Here's Aramoy against Galeses. Aramoy against Galeses. Moy, almost saves his Galeses, but that is another fantastic penalty from Aaron Moy. What a penalty from him. And it's 1-1. It's getting nervous. It is getting nervous. Getting nervous. Whew. Who's going to step up now for Peru? Well, it's Galenses. Can Galenses make it 2-1 for Peru in the penalty shootout? Galenses up against Redmayne. Redmayne doing all his weird antics on the side on the line again. The ref's telling him, bro, chill out. Here's Galenses against Redmayne. Galenses. Redmayne doing weird antics on the sideline, on the line again. Galenses. Oh, what a penalty again. 2-1 for Peru in the penalty shootout. That is a fantastic penalty. And yes, saying Aramoy, yep. Ex-Seagull and ex-Terrier. obviously was with Huddersfield. I said, "Lol." I said a few hours ago. Hans, man, you're a fantastic predictor, man. You're a fantastic predictor. Albert is so far happy. He is so far happy. So now who's going to step up for Australia? Who's going to step up and be the hero? Keep them in the penalty shootout. It is Goodwin. Craig Goodwin up against Galentis. Oh, this is nervous. This is really nervous. We're not even in the World Cup yet, and this is already nervous as heck. Neither of my teams are involved. Here's Goodwin against Galensis. Can Peru go 3-1 up, or will Goodwin score? Here's Goodwin up against Galensis. Goodwin. Oh, talk about a penalty upper roof. That is right there. That is a penalty and a half right there from Goodwin. And it is. It is 2-2 now in the penalty shootout, and the third penalty taker for Peru will, I think it is Advancula who is stepping up for Peru, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is Advancula. Yep, it is Advancula. So Redmayne against Advancula. Advancula's just got to keep his cool head going and make it 3-2 for Peru with only two penalty takers left after this. Redmayne's going to obviously do his weird antics on the line again. Here's Advancula. Advancula against Redmayne. Redmayne doing his weird antics on the line again. Advancula steps up. Oh, hits the post. Oh, that is just frustrating for Advancula and Peru. But Redmayne's antics worked, and he actually was going to, I think, save it anyways if it wasn't close. Is he off the line there? If it's one of his foot is on the line, that's good. Then that's fine. Oh, that's ouch! Hits the post. Yep, we're gonna continue. No, it looked like I think they said that his foot was on one of his foot was on the line, so it's all good. So now it is Hrustrich against Galens. 2-2 with only two penalty takers left. Oh god, this is nervous. Here's Hrustrich, obviously the Frankfurt man, scored the penalty in the penalty shootout for Frankfurt. Can he make it 3-2 for Australia? He calmly slots it in. Calmly slots it in is Hrustrich. And it is 3-2 for Australia. Now Peru have the pressure on them. Now they have the pressure. That was calm by him. That seemed like it was his Europa League penalty shootout take. And the Australians are loving it. Obviously, they don't have the same numbers as the Peruvians, but they are still there in support. So now it's 3-2 for Australia. Oh boy. Tapia has to score now. Yeah. If he misses and then Australia score, it's over. Redmayne doing weird spinneroonies on the line again. What is this goalkeeper doing? It's working though. Tapia against Redmayne. Here's Tapia. Steps up against Redmayne. Tapia. Oh, fantastic penalty. You gotta love Redmayne and his antics. Wow. That is some fantastic antics right there by Redmayne to try and put off Tapia. It actually almost worked. Oh, you actually could have got a hand to it, you know. He really should have saved it. Oh. Oh, the last penalty takers. Here we go. Of the first five, of course. Jamie McLaren. Oh boy. Jamie McLaren, who if I'm not mistaken, plays his football in the A-League, a goal scoring machine in the A-League against Galensis. Jamie McLaren. Up against Galensis. Jamie McLaren slots it in. Oh, all the pressure's now on Peru. Ooh, all the pressure's on Peru right now. That was calm by Jamie McLaren. Calm as you like. Oh, it all comes down to this then. It all comes down to this. It is Edson Flores. Oh, I really like Edson Flores as well. Oh, I hope he doesn't miss this. Apparently, he's making a move to Atlas in Mexico. Obviously, plays his football right now for DC United, but looking like he's going to make a move to Atlas in Mexico, who are two-time champions of Liga MX. But here comes now Edson Flores against Redmayne. He's got to keep a cool head right here. Redmayne's going to do his weird antics again on the line. Edson Flores steps up. Got to keep Peru World Cup dreams alive. Can he slot it in? Edson Flores up against Redmayne, and he does. We're going to sudden death. We're going to sudden death, people. We are going to sudden death. Australia is going to win. Let's see another. Albert's going crazy. Come on, Tapia. Come on, Peru. Remember, people, hit the like button. Subscribe to the chat if you're new around here. We got 35 of you watching. Hit the damn like button. I better come back, and it better be at least 30 likes because this is nerve-wracking. This is nerve-wracking at the moment. And now it is Mobile, one of the substitutes. Didn't really have much of an impact. I was thinking maybe he would start, but he didn't start. Didn't have much impact coming off the bench. And oh boy, Awer Mobile, can he put this into the back of net? Galensis is trying to put him off a little bit by stalling him for a little while. Awer Mobile, all the Peruvians are nervous. I can imagine all the Australians are nervous. Galensis is taking his time. What is he doing? Okay, I don't think this should be allowed. Really trying to put off Awer Mobile at the moment. Mobile seems a little bit calm, though. Let's see. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see if he scores. Where's he going to put this into the bottom right or bottom left? Awer Mobile steps up against Galensis. Awer Mobile against Galensis. And it's into the back of the net. And once again, the pressure is on Peru. And once again, the pressure is on Peru. Whew. Nice calm penalty. Sent Galensis the wrong way after he tried to stall him all the time, and Mobile is loving it, and the Australians are loving it. Remember, they did qualify in 2006 World Cup in a penalty shootout against another Condobol team in Uruguay. So that was their first World Cup in a long time. Let's see if it happens again. And now Redmayne is stalling him, doing all the antics as well. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. This is getting nervous. Now it's Valera's turn. Can Valera keep Peru's hopes alive for the World Cup? Valera against Redmayne. Valera against Redmayne. Will this go to another penalty taker? Valera against Redmayne. Valera, and it's saved! It's Australia! Redmayne, and it actually pulled off. It worked! It worked! It worked for Australia and Graham Arnold. Obviously devastating, but Australia have done it. I honestly did not give them a chance in this game. Wow. Australia are going to their fifth straight World Cup. Obviously, Advancula is sad. Valera is going to be sad. Fifth straight World Cup appearance for Australia. 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, and now 2022. Obviously, a heartbreak for Peru, man. But you know what? They didn't do enough in the game. This is what happened. They forced it into penalty shootout, and you lose it. And congrats to Australia. Massive congrats to Graham Arnold and their side. They haven't been the most fantastic throughout the whole entire World Cup qualifiers, drawing away to Vietnam, Oman, China. I think they drew away as well, if I'm not mistaken. They've just been poor in these World Cup qualifiers. But in the big moments, and a couple Australians said this in the comments, in the big moment, and when it comes to World Cup qualifiers, they step up, Australia. And they know how to handle the pressure. And once again, they do it the hard way and go through the playoffs. So congrats to every Aussie out there. Obviously, Albert and every Peruvian. I'm sorry, man. It's a hard one to take. Penalty shootouts are never fair. And you got to say, Graham Arnold's decision to bring on Redmayne was the right one. It was the perfect decision. And now he's going to look like a genius, unlike Thomas Tuchel for Chelsea, who looked like a fool for bringing on Kepa for no reason. Give me a second. So, wow. Unbelievable. Big up to Paul, man. Big up to Paul. Congrats, Paul. Oh, yeah. Go, you mighty Socceroos. I thought Peru were going to win, but before the match, but good to see Australia go to another World Cup. Congrats, Paul. Congrats. Such a proud Aussie. Yep. Can you believe it? Go Red, man. Never heard of him before, Paul. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Albert. I'm sorry, Albert. Okay. Before I talk about Australia, because then I'm gonna clip this and make it into a short video discussing about Australia at the World Cup and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, for Peru, they didn't do enough today in the game. I don't know if just the pressure got to them, the traveling, the heat, the climate, or that sort of stuff. I don't know what got to Peru, but that this isn't the Peru that we have been watching in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. It isn't. I don't know what happened to Ricardo Gareca's side. It's disappointing from their perspective. You can look back at the Uruguay game. I don't want to bring that up, but you can look back on it and say, okay, maybe if we got a point or a win there, we could have already been in Qatar. But that's, you look at back at the past. Just in this game, Lapadula non-existent. I thought Carrillo and Cueva, they didn't get into enough one-on-one situations. And look, Australia did nothing in the game either. Like they had a good spell for the last 10 minutes in the 90, but other than that, really nothing. Nothing to show for it. So commiserations to every Peruvian out there. I'm sorry, Albert, man. Maybe you could qualify 2026 World Cup, and hey, you'll be in America, so it'll be nice to travel and easy for you to see Peru. But it's disappointing from Peru's perspective. It should have been a better performance from them. But let's talk about Australia. Big up to Paul. Says Red Bay might be, but Red Bay's antics on the sideline were absolutely fantastic, and it actually threw off Advancula and Valera, and it actually worked from Red Bay. Big up to Lacey. Says go Australia. I'm feeling okay, 80. I'm feeling okay. Big up to Australia and Croatia. Looks like I'm going to only be supporting Ecuador, Portugal, and Spain. Okay, people. So let's talk about Australia. Let's talk about Australia. It's been a difficult World Cup qualifiers campaign for them, right? They haven't been fantastic at all. I'm just giving you my honest opinion as a neutral talking about Australia. They've been woeful at home at times. Obviously, most of their home games was in the Middle East because obviously the COVID and that sort of restrictions. So you can give them a pass on that. But games against Oman and Vietnam, they were not good enough. And then against Japan and Saudi Arabia, okay, Saudi Arabia at home, they were good. At home against Japan, Japan should have won the game 4 or 5-0. But you have to give credit to Graham Arnold. I've been very critical of him on the channel and saying he should have been sacked. There's no identity with this Australian team. They don't know what they're doing. But Graham Arnold, when the pressure is on, and they were down, I think, against Jordan 1-0. They came back to win that in a friendly. Faced some adversity against the UAE. They were 1-0. They were 1-0 up. Gave a goal immediately after they scored. Got the win late against the UAE. And today, you know what? They weren't really in trouble at all, Australia, to be honest, because they dealt with Peru's attackers well, and they didn't provide anything going forward. But Graham Arnold had an identity. Let's keep it solid at the back, and we'll win this game. So congrats to every Aussie out there. 5th straight World Cup, that is an incredible achievement. Absolutely incredible achievement. Awermabil, Aramoy, Matty Ryan, Redmayne, Atkinson, who I thought was going to struggle today, did actually pretty well after getting the early yellow card. You look at Hrustic, of course, in the midfield with Lecky. Australia have some good players, but they're in a tough group. They're going into Group D with Tunisia, France, and Denmark. So the main theme for Australia heading into this World Cup is revenge. They want revenge. They want to make it out of the group. Now, can they do that? I'm not too sure. They can win games maybe 1-0 or get a 1-1 draw against France or Denmark, but they have to find some goal-scoring options. They really do. I don't know where the goals are going to come from this team. You're going to have to get a wonder goal from Hrustic or Aaron Moy or get a penalty like they did in the World Cup in 2018. I don't know where the goals are going to come from, but you got to give credit to Graham Arnold, give credit to the side, making it to another World Cup. And Look, I think it's group stage exit for them. I really do. I could even see them finishing last in the group. I would say maybe even Tunisia could beat them. But time will tell. Let's see if Australia can progress even more, and let's see if they can get identity in attack. If they can't, it's going to be a long World Cup. But congrats to every Aussie. You guys let me know in the comments and in the chat right now, how far do you think Australia will make it in the World Cup? But yeah, I mean, crazy game. Crazy game, not in the sense of entertainment wise, but just the pressure and the nervousness that fans must have felt must have been crazy. Big up to Rohan. Haven't seen you a while. Haven't seen you a while, Rohan. I was happy at the moment when Armenia actually surprised beat Ireland, but a little a little bit upset when they lost the other games against big opponents. Big up to SSB 28. Hey, I think Chile have a point. Maybe Albert's now trying to use the backwards pass to get in. Yeah, good result, 80. Let's be honest, Denmark and France will make it out of the group. Oh yeah, 100% Eurifics, 100%. The Ecuador player had a brother who said it's Colombian registered. OMG, I have tears of joy in my eyes. I can imagine, Paul. I can imagine Denmark and France will demolish Australia. Let's be real. Kind of sad, says Timo. Yeah, all respect to Australia, but they don't fit in the revenge narrative, not with Arnie at the wheel. Good for Australian football, though. Exactly. Big. Good night, Mateo. Good night. This is Gareca's last run with Peru, too, who will have next cycle. Oh, is this Ricardo Gareca's last match? Oh, that is sad for Los Incas. Oh, that is. Oh, sorry, Albert. Fantastic manager. He's honestly props to him. He needs a statue in Lima. I mean, the work he has done with Peru's national team, where they weren't really even competitive in World Cup qualifiers, got them to the 2018 World Cup, played fantastic. You could say they should have been Denmark. They lost the game, made it to the Copa America final in 2019, got to the playoffs here again in 2022 World Cup. Ricardo Gareca has done a fantastic job with Peru. He deserves all the credit, and it's going to be a new look Peru in the next World Cup cycle. That Aussie DNA, that fighting spirit. Yep, exactly. Exactly, Paul. Denmark will go all the way. The lesson here is never write all Aussies. Maybe I learned my lesson, but I'm just giving you my neutral perspective and following the World Cup qualifiers and following everything. I honestly thought Peru were going to win this game. I'm not disrespecting Australia or saying they're not a competitive footballing nation, but just the way Australia were playing, and the way Peru were playing, I thought Peru were going to win the game. But sometimes in football, it doesn't matter how they're playing. It doesn't matter. Put up a good fight. It won't be enough. Hell yes, lucky. Sorry, Albert. It sucks. Oh God, don't even remind me, Eurifix. I don't even want to think about that right now. The sky's the limit now for the Socceroos. I mean, Paul, yes, but you're going up against France, defending World Cup champions. We're going to talk about the World Cup curse in a special video. I'm going to discuss about that, but I'm not going to take anything into account the Nations League. I'm not going to read anything into it. They have the players who can switch like that, and they will be fantastic. So I think France will do well. Denmark are one of the dark horses to win the World Cup. Fantastic team with Kasper Hjulmand. And maybe Australia can get third ahead of Tunisia, but it's going to be a mighty task to get out of that group if you're Australia. At least now I can fully. Albert. Greg vibes Berhalter all the way. Michael, let's be real here. Are France in trouble? I know it's Nations League, but they haven't played well since game one in Euros. They have been struggling even in qualifiers and Nations League. I feel you, SSB 28. I feel you. I understand that. But do you think the players really care about Nations League? Trust me, when in the World Cup qualifiers after the Euros, they switched to a 5 in the back formation, and France have looked very good since then. Much more control in the defense, much more control in the midfield. I just don't think they can start Griezmann. I think France will be good. Trust me. What do you want? Who did you want to win between Peru and Australia? Look, I picked Peru. I was kind of hoping Peru would qualify. I'm not hating on Australia. Like, look, I think Australia, they can compete, but I'm just thinking where the goal is going to come from. If you can give me an answer, Paul, or any Aussie out there, to come from in the World Cup, because you can't just rely on getting penalties all the time. They are struggling, and yes, this is very true. They are the playoff kings. I can see France advancing, but going back to back, I don't know about that. Yeah, exactly. And France won't struggle against Australia. Their team will be up for it, no doubt. Yep. Wow, Alejandro says Alejandro, big up to Alejandro. Ecuador, Chile tried to rob you, Alejandro. Didn't work out. First Uruguay, now Peru. Australia came through. Look, Australia, they should just face CONMEBOL teams all the time. Or any any country that speaks Latin. I mean, not Latin. I mean Spanish, because they did it to Honduras, they did it to Uruguay, and they did it to Peru. So if you're any Spanish speaking country and you go to the playoffs, do not face Australia. Big up to Metal says GG to Australia. Wasn't a penalty in my opinion, but man, we were dreadful again today, so we didn't deserve the win. Shaking my head. That's all right, AD. Go Nicola. Big up to Nicola. Remember, people, hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We have hit 25 likes. We can hit 30. We can hit 30. We can hit 30. I didn't watch the game. Didn't watch the game. Big up to Doug. Remember, guys, go check out 8744 and Dugout Football Channel. Did you see? You know what, Doug? He embraced his inner Aussie, doing all the weird shenanigans on the line, and it worked out. You could criticize it, but hey, Redmond actually worked out, and they tried to pull off a Chelsea. Chelsea couldn't do it, but Australia could. So big up to them. Let's see if Australia's neighbors, New Zealand, can qualify. We're going to find that out tomorrow. And big up to cricket is best. Okay, cricket is not the best, but big up to you. Thank you, Mike. They tried to rob us, but thank God we're still in the World Cup. Alejandro, you were never going to get robbed. Don't worry. Who has the better midfield, France or Croatia? That's a good topic. Eurifics, that's a good topic. And Paul loved Rembend's antics. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? And remind me of Dudek in 2005. Exactly, Doug. So yeah, people. I want to hear your in the chat. How far do you think Australia are going to make it in the World Cup? Because I haven't seen anybody. Obviously, Paul's back his country, and as he should. You know, why wouldn't you? So how far do you think Australia will make it in the World Cup? I already said I think it's a group stage exit. I just think they're in a really tough group. I mean, you're going up against the defending world champions, World Cup curse. Okay, we can take that into account. Nations League, they're not playing that good. Okay, Denmark, I'm telling you, one of the dark horses. They're a fantastic team. Are Denmark. Australia obviously going to want to get revenge, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Come on, New Zealand. And my none was good in goal. I hope so. Grouped. I'm kind of happy Australia won because with Peru in it and the way we are playing right now, I don't know if France would qualify for the next round. Damn, Metal. You're not confident in France. Holy cow. Australia won on penalties. Redmayne with the save on Valera. Going out in the group stage, says Nicola, at 1 point against Tunisia. That's it. Out in the group stage, says Eurifics. And yeah, I'm feeling okay, Doug. Feeling a little bit better. Not the greatest, but hanging in. But obviously, when this World Cup qualifiers, we got to discuss. If France do lose to Australia, I want the dancing keeper Albert, to do the L Fortnite dance in front of Greece. I can't see Australia going through, in my opinion. Yeah, not really, in my opinion, either. They really disappointed in those 4 matches. Yeah, don't look good. And group stage exit says subject. Tunisia might be doable, but France have too much quality, and Denmark is probably the best team, just under world-class status. Yep, exactly. We're the underdogs, but we're proving that anything can happen. You could definitely frustrate France and Denmark, Paul, but it's a mighty task. It's going to be a mighty task. Round 16, Max for Aussie says SSB. Yep, fantastic goal, the third goal. I don't know who scored the third goal. I think he was at Swansea City, if I'm not mistaken. Fantastic. Australia played France in the last World Cup stage. Yep. And on paper, group stage exit, but it's played on the pitch. Exactly the way Australia plays in Asia and New Zealand. Yes, 80. They switched after 2006 World Cup. Yeah, they switched. Alejandro says, I can't wait for tomorrow. This game was decently exciting. As a neutral, anything can happen in one game. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if New Zealand win tomorrow. They actually have a good team, people. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, yeah, Obafemi. Yep. Obafemi plays for Swansea. Yeah, exactly. Remember, people, hit the like button on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, if you want to become a member, hit the join button. It is only 99 cents. It's the cheapest option to be a member of the channel. So, look, it wasn't the greatest game of football. Obviously, Alejandro said it was exciting as a neutral. On the pitch, it was pretty dire, shall we say. It was pretty dire, the match, but look, you can't blame either team. I can imagine the nervousness that both players felt, managers, and everything like that, especially fans. Albert could barely stand, apparently. Realistically, a third finish, but anything is possible. If Australia beats Peru last World Cup, they may have finished second. Yep, exactly. Big up to Christie. Yeah, I'm going to watch the game, but I'm not going to do a watch along. I still can't. I don't have the energy to do a watch along. Big up to Calvin Dino. I'm always saying Scotland is overrated. And is World Cup this month? No, okay, it's in November. Budimir, terrible striker. This result is such a great shot in the arm for the A League in Australia. I mean, yeah, that is true, Paul. I mean, Paul, where does Redmond play? I mean, I would probably say A League over MLS, possibly, possibly, because if you look at it, okay, Redmond plays for Sydney FC. I mean, obviously, Jamie McLaren, who scored one of the penalties, plays at Melbourne City. So it was a good promotion of the A League. It's not the greatest league. It's difficult to convince talent. Obviously, Alessandro Del Piero, for example, went there at late stage of his career. So let's see what happens. Is Deschamps time looking up if he fails at the World Cup? Oh yeah, if they go out in the group stage or don't make it to the semifinals, at least he's done as French national team. Big up to Hugh Kim says to Aussie fans, it's the best to believe the champions curse is real. Exactly. Chainsaw, big up to you. Came late. Is it penalties now? Chainsaw, it's over. I actually should have changed the title, but Australia have qualified for the World Cup. Chainsaw. Big up to Chainsaw, one of the members, of course. Man City have a young Peruvian fullback, next generation already coming through. Yep. Big up to Chainsaw, one of the members of the channel. Ooh. Mike, I think I'm going to Europe September to see friendlies for Ecuador. Cool, Alejandro. Where's the games at? Glad to finally know who's France is going to play in the first match, but angry at their recent performance. We're going to fail at the group stage. Damn, French people have no confidence in this team. Do not tell me this is going to turn into a 2010 debacle. If that happens, because I'm gonna make a video discussing about the World Cup curse, and if this happens to this French team, I'm going to be so shocked. Uh, I'm going to be so shocked. Thank you, Chainsaw. Thank you. Was it only me, or was Redmond off his line in the couple of occasions? VAR useless yet again. Congrats to Australia. Nevertheless, no Cavadinho, because he actually had one of his foot on the line for each penalty, so you could see it from the overhead camera. So actually, his antics worked and diversion worked. Yeah, true. I mean, true. Peru couldn't make it to the 2026 World Cup. Yeah, it's over. Exactly. It is over indeed. Budimir plays like Benzema without the skill, technical ability. Yeah, Budimir is not that good. Bill played against Liverpool. Yep, for Midtjylland. Crazy to think I went from Ecuador games 6 months ago to probably potentially 3 to 4. Nice, Alejandro. Nice, man. Good to see your national team, Sydney FC. Okay, South Korea will win the World Cup. I hope so. I hope non-Condobol UEFA team win. That would be amazing. And he's their number one keeper. Gotcha. Although Budimir did get a penalty, which Modric later converted, and Australia have qualified. Yes, indeed. All right, people, I'm gonna head out. My voice is kind of going right at the moment, and it ain't feeling the greatest. So big up to everybody. Congrats to Paul. Congrats to every Aussie out there on qualifying to 5. Put it. I got 5 on it. Qualifying to World Cups all the time. The Aussies do it. They do it again. You write this team off like I did, and they qualify. You got to respect Graham Arnold. We have all criticized him. Paul even criticized him. A lot of Australians have criticized. I've seen on YouTube and Twitter. They criticize him, but he got the job done. Do I still trust him? Nope. I do not trust Graham Arnold. They have got to get an identity in attacking. They have to. Where's the attack coming from? So we're going to have to get an identity from Australia, but they got time. Number one thing, they got 160 days now to get identity attacking wise and get ready for France, Denmark, and Tunisia. It is going to be tough, but let's see what happens here. Before I head out, let's give you guys some last minute praise. Proud that a Vietnamese scored against this iconic goalkeeper. What's wrong with France? Literally a handful of countries have the same talent and can't make it work. I do not get it. Hey, no worries, Albert, man. Sorry, Albert, that you lost, but it is what it is. Qatar is going to have a few surprises. Could be. Will you do a preview video on the group stage when all teams are qualified? Oh, 100% subject. I will, once we find out the final team to qualify tomorrow, I will be then doing my early World Cup predictions because I wanted to wait till all 32 teams are confirmed. And then after that, I'm going to start making good analysis of each and every team. We're going to have deep dive analysis, their qualification process, the manager, tactics, and all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned for that on the channel, guys. This is going to be a big one on the channel. World Cup. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They might be in Spain and Germany. Cool. A nation we don't expect will win the World Cup. Paul, if that happens, my God, I wonder how people would react if France got relegated. If that happens, I'm going to go crazy. Draymond. Oh, Tristan, behave, Tristan. Can we get video just all about the group stage. Oh yeah. We will. Hi from France. Oh, big up to Carl. Big Carl for 21 has more quality than Australia. Eek, eek. Eurifics coming with the shots. But big up to everybody. I'm gonna head out right now. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Remember there will be a little clip I'll be uploading about Australia qualification to the World Cup. So big shout out to all the Aussies out there. I'm gonna try and feel better. If we get another penalty shootout between Costa Rica and New Zealand, I'll be live once again. So stay tuned for that on the channel. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe. And congrats to the Socceroos. Commiserations to every Peruvian out there. Still got to be proud of your team. Ricardo Gareca deserves a statue. That is all. Adios, everybody.